Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. I figured get started just a few minutes early today, uh, and I just wanted to draw your attention to this photo here. This is from the Boylston Chess Club from 50 years ago. It's a photo of the first, maybe not the first, but of an early chess computer. Robert Q was the name. Playing in a rated game. It lost this game, but I thought that was pretty interesting. This is a little piece of chess history. And look at this computer. I'm sure this whole thing was like a mainframe that they had that, I mean, this is 1967, don't forget. So this is a really long time ago. Yeah, I'm sure some of the people in this photo are probably dead at this point. Yeah, so this is, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting how chess kind of doesn't change very much, you know. But anyway, enough nostalgia for the time being. Let's play some chess. Wow, that was really fast. Okay. I wonder what my record is against this guy. I'm always curious about that. Probably shouldn't look that up, because, we haven't played at all. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, cool. So hopefully I play well, unlike yesterday when I didn't really play that well. Wow, the Budapest. I happen to think very little of this opening, especially this variation. This is like the Fajarovich variation or something stupid. I don't know. Watch I say that and I'll probably just lose. But I happen to think that this variation and this opening doesn't really afford black that much to play for. I mean, it's fine, but I would prefer to play other things, frankly. Queen d5 is kind of interesting. What do they do after queen d5 again? Bishop b4 check? Knight d2 or something? Interesting. I forget what the theory is here. I like queen d5 though. Queen d5, bishop b4 check, knight bd2, knight d2, bishop d2. And we just trade off a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I think that looks pretty good to me. I have an extra pawn. It's going to take him some time to get it back. Like, after that's all said and done, if he goes queen e7, I can just go back to d5. I should be careful because there are some tricks in this position. a3, I think, is kind of reasonable here. I think that's a pretty reasonable move. Knight d2 is pretty good, I think. Maybe I should just go a3 first. So a3, queen e7, queen d5. Yeah, I think that seems reasonable. Yeah, a3 is just, you want to keep the bishop off the b4 square. I think in this position a lot of times they go bishop c5 here or something. So that might be okay, but I have e3 here. Sure, that's fine. I'm going to go queen d5 on the next move too. Yeah, okay, so he kind of saw that, I guess. How do you stop me from playing queen d5 though? f5 maybe? I don't really love his idea of going bishop c5 to e7. I think that's kind of a waste of time. Maybe I can just go bishop d3 here though. And then if he goes d5, I take it with en passant. Or maybe I could take it with the c-pawn. I'm not sure. This looks pretty good though. I think a lot of the times I prefer to have the bishop on the e2 square, but in this position I want to, just play a little differently here. That's interesting. I could force him to make that trade with h4 and then put my queen on this square. I'm going to lose that pawn though, and I would prefer to keep that pawn. Yeah, in retrospect, this bishop d3 move is not the best. I could go knight g5 though. Bishop g5, f4, and try to hold on to the pawn forever. Yeah, sure, I mean, who am I to give up pawns? Very Korchnoi-esque of me today. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to play f4, I'm going to play g3 too. You can expect that that's going to happen, guy. Let's see. Do I castle or do I play queen h5 first? Maybe I play knight c3 first. Huh. Knight c3. I think that that's a pretty interesting move. I also like the idea of going e4 here. I've got a lot of ideas here. Let's just go knight c3. See what he's up to. I'm just not worried about the idea of h5 because I don't think that his idea is good here if he goes h5, h4, but I want to kind of keep things controlled here. Yeah, sure, d6. I mean, we take that. Yeah, we absolutely take that. And then maybe we castle. And then we go e4. So I like our position here. I mean, we're up a pawn. He has, in my opinion, close to no compensation. He needs to castle, and then we'll play e4, e5, and then he'll really have no compensation. And I really like this position here for white. Not really much to say about it, I guess. I don't really understand that move, but I'm going to, I guess, continue with my plan. Maybe he wants to go like queen e7 and castles queenside. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a great idea, though, because I can start the middle game now. So e4, bishop c5 check. King h1, king g2. I don't know. Both of those seem pretty reasonable. I could also go b4 here, though, to kind of deter him from doing anything too crazy. Yeah, let's go b4. So if he tries to go like queen e7 here or something, we already have like a pre-made attack on his queen side. So we're going to try and force him to make decisions on the king side here. Yes, okay, good. So queen h5 is very reasonable. Queen h5, f5 is fucking great looking. God damn, f5 looks so pretty. f5, well, queen h5, g6. But if I go f5 first, God, I mean, it's just going to roll him up here, right? I'm going to free up the e5 square, though, which I don't love. But, I mean, f5, like, what does he do? f5, bishop d7, e4, knight e5? Like, who cares at that point? I don't know. That's really attractive to me. I'm going to just go for it here, I think. Shit, I should have gone f6 there immediately. I'm regretting that decision. Yeah. I wonder, so bishop b2 I guess is probably forced. Or queen c2. And just leave the bishop on that diagonal, because the bishop's really good on that diagonal. Well, queen c2 runs into knight d4, which is kind of obnoxious. Let's just go bishop b2 here, or bishop d2. Well, bishop d2 runs into bishop f5. Bishop b2, I think, is probably the best play. And then we'll go rook c1, and then we'll try and smoke him out here. I don't like the idea of him going queen g5 here. If he goes queen g5, we'll play queen f3, I think. I should have played f6 on the previous move. I'm really regretting that decision. Queen e2, I think, actually might even be a little bit better in retrospect. Sure, that's fine, but I like knight d5 here. That seems really good. That move's kind of annoying, this move knight d4, because like knight d4, knight d5, knight f3 check maybe. I don't know, I think I'm kind of happy to start trading stuff off, potentially. Am I happy to do that? I don't know. Knight e2 looks interesting too. I need to make a decision here quickly about this decision, or about this move though. That's definitely true. Knight e2, knight e2, queen e2, knight e2, knight e. So knight e2, knight e2, knight e2, knight f3, rook f3, bishop b2, rook b1, bishop d4. That doesn't work. Sure. This is actually probably even better. But what do I do after c6? That's the real question. c6, f6 maybe? No. Queen e3 is really annoying. Alright, fuck it. Just go for it. So knight f3 check, rook f3, bishop b2, rook b1. I don't love the idea of giving up the bishop pair here, but I think my position's okay. Magesh, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining again. I appreciate it. Not much is up, man. How are you doing? What's going on in your life? Sure, that's fine. That's also okay, I think. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. I like our position here still. I still think, like, his bishop pair doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot to me. Knight f4 I think is interesting. Maybe I go king g2 first. I gotta kind of unwind this position a bit. I kind of like queen b3 here as well. Yeah, let's unwind the position a bit here. And play queen e2 on the next move, potentially. Shit. God damn it. So my idea here is that I want to, I want to put the rook on d1. Also, c5 is advantageous for me to play if I can get that in somehow. I need to be careful about like moves like g6. That's always problematic. Oh, my cat's here. Hi, George. He's probably going to jump up and walk across the screen here. Sure, that's good. Rook e8. Knight h5 is kind of interesting. What's his threat here? He wants to play bishop f5 in some lines. Actually, in a lot of lines, it looks like. Could also go g4, but knight h5, bishop f5, rook f5. G6. So G4. I think that gives up too much stuff. That's annoying. What to do? So knight H5, queen G5, rook F1. Sure, we'll give that a whirl. Let's put my phone away. So this position I've kind of let get a little bit out of control. I definitely feel like I'm losing control in this position. But I don't think it's all bad, necessarily. G6 is going to be problematic, though, I think. G6, take bishop G4, sure. I still think that this position is pretty decent. I also love the idea of just going F6 here, but I don't think he's going to let me. I think he's going to mechanically stop that with him playing F6. But actually he can't, because if he does that, then I have H4, queen H6. I don't have a fucking bishop anymore, though. That's annoying. That is certainly obnoxious. Really? So I can take that. He'll play bishop G4. I'll take on F7 with check, and I'll make a new queen. Is that so bad? Huh. Eat, bishop G4, F7 check. Could also play... Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I need to play a little bit faster here too, which never helps anything. But I like this position, even though we don't have the bishop pair, and even though I feel like it's kind of slipping out of my control a little bit. I do like our position, and I do think that we are better here, even after all of that, those things I just mentioned. So if he takes, I'll just go back to F4, I think, with the knight. Sure. Knight F6 check, bishop F6, rook F6. That doesn't work. Here. I could also just go queen F2. That doesn't seem to work, though. Bishop F4, rook F4. Sure, we'll give that a shot. So now he's going to start kind of being annoying here with bishop H3. Oh, he can't, because the knight covers H3. So that's good. That's a nice little bonus of having my my knight on F4. I also like the idea of going C5 here. Man, C5 looks like a really strong move because I want to put the bishop on the A2 or A2 G8 diagonal here. I'm not sure if that's great at this very moment, but I mean, rook 81 also is possible. So he's kind of going into the tank a little bit, which is good. It's always nice when our opponents kind of go into a little bit of a think. Makes me feel like I'm doing something right, or that I've done something terribly wrong. We'll find out here in a second. Sure. What's his plan? He wants to play like rook h8. Is that good though? I don't think that that's great. Yeah, I mean, I'm covering that square a couple times. Let's just go for the gusto here. Because my queen laterally defends on h2, which I like. So like if his idea is to go rook h8, queen h6, that idea shouldn't be good. If his idea is to go f5 here, though, that kind of changes things a little bit. Yeah, and as we discussed, I don't think that that idea is great. So bishop c4, which was my intention. So let's look at this. Rook h2, king h2. I also have queen h2. Yeah, that's fine. So again, now it's getting kind of tricky. Now we have to be careful. Now we definitely have to be careful. Rook h2, queen h2, rook h8. Is that so bad? I don't think so. I could always just play like queen h8 and then play the queen against or play the rooks against the king. With this amount of time, it's definitely far from optimal, but it is a way to proceed in this position. I don't think it's great for white to trade off in this position, but it is something I can always fall back on. Bishop g4 is kind of annoying. He's got a lot of options here. I shouldn't have let him have so many options. I must have screwed this up. I mean, I definitely screwed this up, but queen a2 or queen d2. Well, if queen d2, then rook a d8. I don't love that either. So soon it's just going to turn into a race of like who can play faster chess, but for the time being, I don't like bishop h3, knight h3, rook h3. Oh, rook f7 check is the end of that story. So bishop c4 I think is okay. I even kind of like knight h5 check here, and then like if rook h5, rook f7 check. And what does he do? I mean, knight g6 check here is kind of interesting too. Sure. What do I want to do? King g2 or king h1? Well, king h1 runs into queen g3. That doesn't seem great. King g2. I'm intrigued now. I'm wondering what he's going to do next, because I think our position is decent. I also have rook 81 in this position, which kind of hoses him up a little bit. Like rook 81, and he's almost forced, I think, to play queen e5. And then we can like start running the gamut by going like knight d3. I don't even know what that means, running the gamut. But anyhow, yeah, its position's getting kind of tense. I have 3 minutes. He has roughly 3 minutes. Sure. What if I just take that? Queen g4, queen g4. I probably shouldn't do that. Rook h2, king h2, rook h8, king g2. I think we're still okay actually in that position. This is getting kind of scary though. This position is becoming very scary. Shh, stop crying. What are you crying about? Stop. Sorry guys. My dog Bowser's crying, I think because the cat's in the room and the dog doesn't like the cat. That's fine. Did I just get checkmated? I don't know. That's the only move. We'll find out here soon enough. I was worried about, really. What does he do after? Oh, he wants to play, yeah, I see what you want to do, but knight h5 check. I wonder if I can counter-sacrifice here with knight e6 check. Knight e6, fe6, rook f7. Go away, Bowser. I don't want your love right now. I also have rook h8. Rook h8, bishop f4. Rook h8. Yeah, I'll just sacrifice the knight back to him, because I think that rook is better than knight. I wonder if I can take that. Take, and then what does he do? I'm not sure. Take. Sure. Show me. Interesting. Let's play this check. Maybe, right? Or is this the one we want? Let's play that check first. Sure. Queen f2 maybe? No. Damn it, that was stupid. Okay. We're gonna have to give the rook back, I think. Stop. Queen g3 check is good here. King f1. Sure, that's fine. Oh god, I gotta play so much faster here and I'm not doing it. This isn't looking good. This is actually looking very bad. I should lose this game. Damn it. That's really unfortunate. Sure. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, I just missed bishop a2. Fuck, that is frustrating. Oh my god, bishop a2 would have just sealed the whole goddamn thing up. Man, that is aggravating. Now this guy's gonna be a jackass. This is highly amusing because I should have lost this game a couple times over here. Now he's just going to checkmate himself. Yeah, that could not have gone any more dramatically. Man, how did he miss? Well, how did I miss? Jesus Christ, Queen A2 check is the worst move on the fucking board. Jesus Christ. And, like, even in this endgame, like, how do you fuck this up if you're playing black? I don't know. I mean, I have to... Here, let's analyze this real quick. That was really funny. Really just a comedy of errors there towards the end. But, like, I went from being, like, completely winning out of the opening to being pretty much busted. Like, look at this. +1. Yeah, that's... I don't know. I think that this is really good for white. I think we're very happy here. We are very happy here. B4 I thought was a good move. Castles. F5 and then F6. Like, why didn't I just play F6 here? What was I doing? Just F6. Sure, G6. But so what? We've got this anchored in there forever. He's going to be our friend forever. Bishop E5 is possible, though. Okay, anyhow. Yeah, bishop B2 would have been better in lieu of his idea of going here. Yeah, see, freeing up these squares, the E5 and the D4 square, is not really what I wanted to have happen. Hello, Mannered Monkey. Thank you for joining. Knight E2. So it's saying C5. Sure, I guess that makes sense. Rook B1 makes sense. He now has the bishop pair. I thought we were still good in this position, though. Yeah, we started screwing up here. This is where we start really just screwing the pooch. And not in the good way either. So we were still okay here. We're still okay here. So here we're just winning, right? But finding the best moves in this position is not trivial. So rook h1, sure. I thought that was a good move. Queen f2, that would have been a lot better. I briefly looked at that, but I thought that taking that shouldn't give me any problems. So this move, queen b2 check, was a major blunder, though. I can already tell you that, because it breaks the defense away from the c4 bishop. And there's no great way to defend against this bishop f3 check coming in, attacking on my rook, and then winning my rook eventually. So what did I have to find here? Rook f1. And what did I play? Queen c2. Brilliant. Simply brilliant. So, rook f1, and what was I worried about here? I was worried about queen e4 check. King g3. And then I think I was worried about this, but this is just winning. Yikes. That's embarrassing. So now he's winning in an amusing fashion. And now I just try to trade the queens off, right? Sure, and he gets, maybe not greedy, but he just starts trying to take my stuff. Because he's not a nice guy. So this is interesting here, because... yeah, so here he has to play king f7, and then he moves into the square. And this is an important endgame thing to understand. If black can occupy any of these 4 squares, he can catch this pawn. You don't have to calculate this. Okay, so let's pretend he plays king f7, I play c6. Let's pretend he just goes king e6, right? And he catches the pawn. Okay? So, keep that in mind, everyone, when you're playing endgames. You want to get to these squares because, and this is how you make the square. You start diagonally, and then you draw up. So for this pawn, he would have to get to the e8 square if we were somehow to remove these 2 pawns. He can't catch this pawn as it is if it's black to move, but he could catch this pawn, and this is the pawn that matters. But instead, what he did was place that move. But it still doesn't matter because he queens with check, right? Oh, wait, also, this is ridiculously embarrassing here, just by the way, everyone. How the fuck did I miss this? I mean, I had 12 seconds, I guess, so I could be excused, but it's just completely humiliating here. So here so here again, now he can no longer catch the pawn, but again he queens with check, and that's an important thing to know. All he has to do here is play check. He has to take 1 second, look at the position, and say, oh, I play check. But instead, he plays this move. It's just amazing. So now my goal is to essentially take all of his pawns and then eventually checkmate him, because we want to reduce the number of ways that he... If he has like 1 pawn left and we run out of time, we lose the game, believe it or not. So I'm always inclined to take all the pawns first, which may not be the best strategy, but I'm always inclined to take all the pawns first and then try and play checkmate, just in case, like, for some reason I can't mate him fast enough. Then at least he doesn't win because I run out of time, because he's got 1 lonely fucking f6 pawn hanging out here, right? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was able to play that very quickly, so I mean, it's kind of funny. Starting from, I have less than a minute in this position. He has 2 minutes. And here I have less than 30 seconds, and again, he still has 2 minutes. And it's kind of curious as to some of the decisions he makes, like this move, for example. That's kind of curious. I mean, I'm not going to make any bones about it. I got lucky, but... I mean, I got lucky that he missed this with check, right? This is the only move. And I would take this pawn, I think. But eventually, like, he might be able to trade off my queen somehow. Like, maybe he plays like king f7 here or something, or not king f7, but like, this is next to impossible to defend with the amount of time that I had in the game. Like, even with like an hour and a half, I'm not confident that white can defend this position. I'm inclined to believe that black actually wins this endgame, but sure. Oh yeah, well, queen c1 check is pretty embarrassing, so that's something I should be looking out for. But yeah. But man, it's just, God, how do you play this move with, how much time did he have? He spent roughly 30 seconds to play that move. Man. It's just amazing. Yeah. Sorry, it's kind of masturbatory here. But anyway, does anybody have any questions? And again, thank you everyone for joining. I appreciate it. Let's see who's here. So, Ferredos, Imadrigo, Bibafo Tuna, and Mannered Monkey. Thanks for being here. You guys rock. You guys make it all worthwhile. I'm not going to play another one. I'm going to try to limit myself, because if I start playing, I get, like, crackhead about the online chess, and I'm just like, I got to play more. But, yeah, that was really dramatic. I feel like I could use a cigarette after that one. But alrighty, well, thank you for joining me. I do this every weekday, mostly. I will not be doing this tomorrow, but I normally do it at around this time, so whatever time zone you're in, like whatever hour you're at, I do it at the beginning of the hour, generally, between the beginning of the hour and the half hour. So if you live in America and you live on the Eastern Standard Time, that would be between 5 and 5:30 p.m. But I will not be here tomorrow, but I will be back on, will it be back on Thursday? Thursday's kind of up in the air. Check Twitter. I always usually post on Twitter 15 minutes beforehand. But yeah, thank you for joining me, and I hope everybody has a great rest of the Tuesday.